Hello, listeners. I'm Legal Talk Network executive producer Lawrence Coletti. What you're about to hear is a special production done in conjunction with Bob Ambrogi and his Law Next podcast. In it, we decided to record this episode while Bob hosted the startup pitch competition at the 2019 ABA Tech Show in Chicago, Illinois. The following long play episode features 15 3-minute pitches from legal startup companies that were judged by conference attendees picking only one winner. Stay tuned to hear who they thought was the best. We hope you enjoy. Take it away, Bob.
I don't need it. We'll get to today's interview in just a moment. But first, let's hear from the sponsors who generously support Law Next. And now, on to this week's interview.
Hey, welcome to TECHSHOW. Yay! This is the third annual Startup Alley Pitch Competition. We're really happy that you're all able to be here. And just to echo what Lincoln said, we want to give a big, big thanks to Clio for sponsoring it, for making the alcohol and food available. All right, so here's what's going to happen. We have 15 companies here tonight who are going to present their pitches to you. Each one gets 3 minutes. We're going to have a timer. Raise your hand. Who's going to time it and scream out when that 3 minutes is up, and they get cut off at 3 minutes whether they're done or not. We started this back in October. We solicited entries through various means. We had a panel of judges who whittled those entries down to 25. We took those 25, we posted them on the TECHSHOW blog, on the Above the Law blog, on my blog. We had readers vote to select the 15 finalists. The companies that are here tonight are the 15 finalists. The winner of, they're all getting booth space. There's a special startup alley here in the exhibit hall, which I have no idea where it is. Does anybody know where that is? It's somewhere back that way. But check it out. They're all going to be there all week exhibiting. The winner tonight is going to get a full booth next year at this show. And they also get a package of advertising and other stuff that's a pretty sweet little package for a startup company. At the end of the presentations tonight, you guys are all going to get to vote for your favorite. There's kind of no standard. We talk about the company that's the most helpful, the most innovative. It's kind of whatever strikes the chord with you in terms of how you want to vote. But you do need to have the TECHSHOW app in order to vote. So if you haven't downloaded the app, do it while this is going on. Get the app installed. If you don't know your password, I know there's a little way you can just in the app, do a reminder and get your password and get it set to get the app set up. So for those who are presenting, just real quick how this is going to work. As I call your company, come on up. Lawrence over here is going to hand you a mic. You got a clicker up here. And when you finish, go back down, give Lawrence your mic, and the next one is going to come up. And if I can get this queued up here, we're going to start tonight with, let me just see if there's anything else we need to cover. I think that's it. So the first one we're going to have tonight is a company called Contract One. Oh, I know what I want to say. The other thing is we had pre-selected the order of this. We got the groups all together, and the company that had the most votes in the popular voting got to choose whether it would go first or last. It chose to go last. So that's how we determined the order tonight, and we're going from there. So the first one we're going to have up tonight is Contract.1. And come on up. Get there.
All right. Well, it's nice to be the first in the competition. Thank you very much. I'm Anton, the founder and CEO of Contract One. I've been an M&A and corporate lawyer for over 15 years. I've done many deals. I've seen thousands of contracts. And I must confess, I hate how inefficient contract work really is. And here's why. We discuss critically important documents in the most irresponsible way. In emails, word comments, inline comments, the discussion is unstructured. You waste precious time to consolidate everybody's position. You lose track on what's going on. But what is really, what's much worse is that your sensitive internal correspondence is just waiting to be sent to wrong people, and I can tell you lots of stories about that. Now, then, versions. You end up with dozens of them, most of which are called final for no apparent reason. So everybody is wasting time trying to locate the correct one. Then, in the end, before signing, just hours, while you're fighting this zoo of versions, important things still drop out from the final contracts. And track changes, they just simply don't work. Now, we decided to change that and to rethink contract work from scratch with a simple idea. We take our transactional experience and we fight the inefficiencies just one by one and build this platform for sophisticated contract work. Now, structured discussions. You just can't send anything to wrong people anymore. The external and internal correspondence is split into separate layers, but at the same time, you see them together with a structured history linked to the clauses that you're working on, and actually you can edit just right there, no switching, full context in front of your eyes. Then smart version control and smart collaboration. You always automatically get a master version with no extra effort. Internal teams collaborate together, counterparts take turn, and they obviously don't see each other's work in progress. Now, it's excellent for law firms to lead in multi-team complex deals. It's perfect for legal departments where you need to collaborate, we need to agree on documents internally with other teams and with counterparts. So join us on the road to better contract work, and vote for us and come to booth 15 and see the product is really beautiful. Thank you very much.
Under the wire, that's great. Thank you. So give the mic to Lawrence. All right, your firm app is up next. So we have a ringer. We have a ringer for your firm app. The folks from your firm app are stuck in traffic coming from the airport and haven't been able to get here yet. So we have a first-year law student who knows a little bit about them and who's standing in to present on their behalf. So ready to start the timer? Let's go.
I'm here representing your firm app. This is an incredible app that you need because as we look at the recent Clio Legal Trends report, we see that to meet the growing expectations from clients, lawyers need to find creative solutions to meet demands. And in many cases, technology, through the benefits of access and task automation can help lawyers be more available without sacrificing attention that could be focused elsewhere. In other words, what this app does is it recognizes the #1 need for Clio users, which is a client-facing application, and solves it. First, we have some fantastic graphics here. This is going in and out. This is great. So as you can see, your firm app, it has a suite of capabilities it can do for you. #1, it has a clean interface. You and I both know that we hate apps that are not intuitive. And so whenever you have an intuitive app with a clean interface that makes it easy to use, you're more likely to use it, right? Next, it has mobile messaging. I don't want to give clients my personal cell phone number because when I'm eating dinner, I don't want to be talking to them. So what you can do is you can use this mobile messaging feature to get in contact with your clients as needed. Additionally, you might be willing to work out of the goodness of your heart for free, but one of the things that it does is it integrates with your existing LawPay account, and it will take your client's money. It will let them know what their invoice is and when it is due. 2 things that your clients need to know. Additionally, it will have you do some client tasks list. So our founder and CEO is a family lawyer. So here you can see a couple of examples of things that a family lawyer might need to do. And so we can push those out to your clients and say, you need to do this and by this particular point in time. Additionally, this will integrate with your favorite calendar app so that then your clients can look on their app and say, I need to do this today, or I need to do this by next week, and be able to see that. You can have document sharing within your practice in addition towards your client. And then kind of one of the most intriguing features is this document signature feature here. So your client can actually sign the documents within the app, and then you submit them for your being able to see. Perfect.
Awesome, thanks so much. And next up is Effortless Legal. Go.
Good evening, everyone. I'm the Chief Legal Officer of Effortless Legal. I'm also the managing partner of a national law firm. We have offices in 12 states. But my name and the name of my firm is not important here. What is important is that over the last couple years, with using the app that we have in this competition, we've managed to increase profitability, increase collection rates, increase realization rates without increasing billing rates. We're in a challenging billing rate environment. We've managed to thrive in that environment by using this app. How did we do that? We used this app called Biller Assist. For the last 2 years, my law firm has been testing and improving this app, and it's been released. Highly secure, artificial intelligence with machine learning, maximizes income without raising rates, uses your existing law firm billing software, no need to migrate, no need to change everything. All with a beautiful UI interface with color code to tell the lawyers as they bill, as they enter time, whether or not the client's likely to pay. Easy selections for various different fields, and predicts what the timekeeper is going to bill as they enter their time. Okay? You see the task on the left, on the right for your view. These task codes, watch what happens here. These are leads codes for anybody who has insurance, banking, institutional client. Okay? We're entering in an expense now. We're showing you the UI. But as soon as A code and T code came in, you see those columns on the far left? Automatically enters in your leads codes without any pull-down menus required, except for machine learning. Let's say you had a mistake, as we're showing here, of 4 hours, and you meant to put in 0.4, okay? All of a sudden, the color code changes. The travel expense now becomes perfectly fine. The 0.4 becomes a green color code charge. Client's likely to pay. We're going to pay for 4 hours. If you need artificial intelligence and machine learning to help increase your profits, use Biller Assist. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And then our next startup is Detour Life. Let's go.
When forced to admit that I'm in the divorce business, the reaction is typically physical. It's a step back as if it's contagious. But it's great to be in a room with people who understand it's business, big business. But at Detour.life, we believe it's a business that needs to be brought to the 21st century. Wrong. wrong click. We know clients. We know when they stand at the front door of divorce, they're terrified. Typically, they're terrified because they have to meet with one of you. And after they've met with you, that's pretty much how they feel. They're completely overwhelmed with paperwork and inundated with the checklists and document requests. We know what clients need. They need guidance and education. They need digital organizational tools. They need a digital dashboard to manage their day-to-day workflow and collaboration. And they need empowerment, because if they can show up and participate, ultimately they're better clients, so you can be more effective. We also know lawyers. We know that after you've asked your clients for all that paperwork, you're going to come back to this. Emails with PDFs. We know the clients with shopping bags full of paperwork. Lawyers need better informed and organized clients. You need complete, accurate, primary source data, digital collaboration with your team, your outside experts and your clients, and case data accessible with one click, and of course, security. We know the human experience of divorce. We know the professional workflow, and we've created a divorce management platform with 2 front doors. We have a unique client experience. We do the hand-holding and the guidance for you. We know you just want to get right to work. You click right into a case. Single-page view, case access with all the relevant data. We have an income and expense sync that's phenomenal. We just launched it. Your clients can now log into financial institutions and download immediate primary source transaction data, assign it to assets and debts to run carrying cost reports, assign expenses to children and run a monthly spend. All of our data flows into beautiful reports. We have a mantra at Detour.life that lawyers are people too. And just because you have a JD on the wall doesn't mean you're dreaming of Excel spreadsheets. Why not create forms that are easy to understand and interpret along with your clients? We have spending plans, net worth reports. All the data flows through. We have documents that you attach to every asset and debt onto the case itself. I don't have time for geek speak, but it's cloud-based, state-of-the-art, multi-factor authentication, which very few startups have. We launched with it. Encryption in, encryption at rest, encryption out. I can give you more at the booth. And lastly, we extend the value beyond when the case ends. Typically, a client is left, you move on to the next case. Now they have all the data they need to move forward to compliance to-dos, estate planning, manage expenses. Thank you.
Clicker. I'll take the clicker. All right, and the next startup is Documate. All set? Ready to go? All right. Dora, you're on.
Hello? Oh. Hi, everyone. My name is Dorna, and I'm the founder of Documate. We are a document automation platform that is changing the way that legal services are delivered. This is Jane. Jane has been in a domestic violence situation for about 2 years, and she's just gathered the courage to file a domestic violence restraining order. The only problem is that, like most Americans, she has less than $1,000 in savings and can't afford hourly billing rates. This is Brenda. She's an attorney, and she's an expert in exactly what Jane needs. She knows all of the forms that need to be used. She has template declarations, and she knows exactly how they need to go together. The problem is she charges $267 an hour, which is the average hourly rate for a lawyer, and she can't afford to charge any less given the time-consuming nature of the forms. This isn't a problem that's limited to Jane and Brenda. There are millions of Janes and Brendas across the world, and in hundreds of legal areas and jurisdictions. So what if there was a solution where Brenda could turn her frequently used forms and templates into intelligent workflows that would reduce 90% of the drafting time that was required? That's Documate.org. Here's how it works. First, you set up your interview. You see an interface similar to what you see on Typeform or SurveyMonkey, where you can enter all of your questions and configure them and add logic. Then you upload your documents. You can enter your form template documents, you can upload PDF documents, Word documents, and then you wire them up to your questions without any code at all and lots of complexities allowed. Then you run the interview, and it's as simple as that. You can now publish it externally for your clients to use, or you can use it internally to build up efficiency. We're rooted in legal aid. Since we started in late 2017, domestic violence shelters in California have used us to file over 2,000 more domestic violence applications than they did the year prior. This week alone, a legal aid organization in California and LA has filed, with one lawyer only on staff, has filed 100 name change petitions, all on her own, using our software. But we're also in private practice. That's actually the majority of our customers right now. And these are some of the things that people in private practice are doing. Creating forms libraries for their big law firms, using intake to populate all of the documents in a case, setting up workflows for paralegals to generate all the documents, selling workflows online through a marketplace, and we even have some people who are creating legal technology companies using our platform. So hopefully you'll see them here next year.
Time.
All right, thank you.
Take that. All right, Fixie subscription plans is next. All right, you ready to go?
Yeah, ready to go.
Start the timer.
Okay, I'm Alan Rodriguez here, Fixie Plans. Vote for us. Get that out of the way first. All right, so Fixie Plans is a technology platform that allows any non-contingency law firm to offer limited scope services on a subscription basis. This creates profitable recurring revenue and actually reduces the friction for people being able to take advantage of services with you. So before I go into the product, I'm actually going to talk a little bit about the business case here. So according to the Federal Reserve, there are approximately 100 million Americans that don't even have $400 in savings to cover emergencies. That would include unanticipated legal services. And what's more, according to the Legal Services Corporation, 86% of reported civil legal matters either received inadequate or no representation for that. And according to Jack Newton right over here, lawyers are actually only earning about 1.6 hours. This is their legal trends report over at Clio. So the system, the billable hours system, is actually clearly broken in our opinion. There's one attorney for approximately every 330 Americans. So what's the solution? Well, adopting similar models that work in other industries, SaaS model, for instance. This reduces the barrier of entry in terms of cost and creates predictable revenue for law firms. You don't have to take my word for it. According to Stanford Business, they predict that every business will be a subscription business in the future. And if you wanted some market validation, here are two examples of two companies that sell subscription legal services. Each of them have an estimated value of $1 billion, right? And in Europe, in 2016, according to Riyadh, Europeans spent 9 billion euros on legal insurance premiums to prevent unanticipated legal costs, right? So the model's there. So Fixie Plans, what do? It's a technology platform that already works with your existing website. So think app.yourdomain.com. The portal allows you to sell subscription services directly from your website and then manage the consumers within the app. So common benefits, it's a flexible portal, so you can offer whatever benefits or services that you'd like. Common benefits are like, say, limited advice calls on a regular basis and document reviews. So we've got an integrated scheduler that integrates with your existing calendaring solution, Outlook, Gmail, that sort of thing. You can upload proprietary documents and use our document automation engine to allow your subscribers to use common legal forms like NDAs, software licensing agreements, so they don't have to keep on going back to you. And then more importantly, we have a very sophisticated dunning process that actually allows you to manage the subscription portion of the component itself. So a customer cannot take advantage of the services that you offer unless they're current on their payment, right? So imagine being able to actually go on vacation with your family for 2 weeks, having no billable hours, and still getting paid for that offering, right? Whether credit cards are expired or insufficient funds, the sophisticated dunning algorithm will recapture that revenue there. So why adopt this at your firm? Example.
Excellent. The clicker, I'll take the clicker, you give the mic to Lawrence. All right, our next startup is Konami Software Corporation.
Good evening. My name is Sajesh Krishnan, and I'm here to tell you about what we do at Konami. So, over the course of these pitches, as well as over the next few days, you're going to hear a lot about machine learning, artificial intelligence, blockchain, et cetera, et cetera. What all of these things have in common, other than that they're incredible technologies, is also that they generate incredible volumes of data. So if you're a law firm, you're probably drowning in data. And the problem with all of this data is that to be able to use this meaningfully, you got to be able to trust that this data is real and authentic. So let's talk about something much more basic. In the words of my favorite 90s band, let's talk about trust. So according to the Edelman Trust Barometer, over the last 17 years, we've seen a huge decline in trust across all institutions, government, media, businesses, etc. Media exemplifies that fall. Today, it's hard to tell what we're reading or watching is real or not. And you can see the Gallup poll that shows how much of a decline we've had in the trust in media. But that applies to government, businesses. It's especially true in the legal sector where trust is almost the cornerstone of doing business. And one of the reasons why there's this decline in trust is data manipulation. Data manipulation is really hard to track because you're dealing, again, with large volumes of data. According to a former NSA director, data manipulation is the latest trend in the art of cyber war. So at Konami, our goal is to help organizations rebuild trust. And the way we do that is today we're launching a solution called AmiStamp for legal organizations. This applies for both law firms as well as legal technology providers. As you can see from this graphic, our solution is really simple. What it does is it creates digital fingerprints of any kind of electronic file. So these could be contracts, it could be evidence, it could be images, etc. Those fingerprints are then stored irrefutably on a blockchain. What the blockchain does is enables guarantee of proof that things haven't been altered. So as you're looking at some of this information in the future, you can be assured that data has not been altered or tampered with, which is very critical when you're thinking about data that needs to be collaborated on, needs to be presented in terms of evidence, etc. Are we done? Okay. So the platform is highly efficient. It's cost-saving, it's time-saving, it's scalable, can run on large volumes of data, and it's dynamic, so it can be easily integrated into existing systems. So whether you're a litigator, you're an IP lawyer, or other kinds of lawyers, if you have electronic records and files that you're dealing with, AmiStamp Legal can be an insurance product for you to help sort of protect your solutions. Thank you.
Thanks so much. I'll take the clicker. All right, thank you. Next one up is Trial Line.
You're giving it all away. Oh, that didn't start my timer, did it? Okay.
All right, are you ready to start? Go for it.
In 2005, I'm Travis Luther, founder of TrialLine. In 2005, I was minding my own business when a young lawyer out celebrating her first trial and her first victory started kissing me at a bar. I owned a media development company, and she began referring all of her friends to me. She wanted to get serious, so she proposed that I go to court with her and use my digital media knowledge to create stunning trial presentations. I told her I wanted to get serious too, so I proposed, and we got married. She agreed, and with her as my bride, I had all the new street cred I needed to work with all sorts of new kinds of lawyers. Soon I was in trial more than my wife, and soon after that I was in trial more than any other attorney I knew. I became totally rich and totally awesome. And I bought a Hummer to prove that to everybody else. But inside, I was not happy. The problem was, every few weeks I was having to redo these complicated trial lines and make these tedious changes that took hours and hours and hours. Using Photoshop and other complicated programs, some genius attorney would tell me it was time to rearrange the events, and that took forever. Having completely lost touch with my family, I said, that's it. There's got to be some kind of online digital timeline solution. But all I found online was MySpace and cat videos. So because I was so rich from all the trials I had participated in, I decided to hire a coder and help me create something for my wife to try. I showed it to her, and she loved it. And she said, you should pour your entire life savings into making a commercial version of this program. I said, are you sure? If it doesn't work, I could lose everything. She said, don't worry. Your clicker's not working anymore. It's not going. All right, I know a solution because I'm in technology. Okay, all right. So where were we? I said, am I sure if this doesn't work, I could lose everything? And she said, don't worry, I know plenty of rich lawyers who would be more than happy to take care of me and your kids. But I do have to find my notes. Please don't ding me. It's supposed to play. All right, we're going to skip this. I think you can see this. So my wife thought it was a really great idea, and she said, this is great, but just to test it for sure, I want to go to Hawaii by myself and spend 3 months there working on it. She came back, and she said it was great, and so I told the family mom's back, and it was really awesome. So this is TrialLine. We're really excited to be here. Thank you so much for having us. We're at the TECHSHOW booth number 5, and also in about 8 weeks, our platform for Clio will be, or our API will be up for testing. Thanks so much. Bye.
All right, I think the clicker is working. Seems to be. I've got a backup clicker if we need one. All right, next up is our child info. There's your weapon. Ready to go? All set? Okay, start the timer.
Good evening. My name is Aaron Carnine. I'm an attorney in Mount Vernon, Illinois. I practice family law. I've been in the family law business for 20 years. That led to the development of ourchildinfo.com. What is it? It is a platform for parents to communicate with each other during and especially after a divorce. It is a private, secure site for both parents to log into. They can exchange documents, photographs, all of their communications, all of their replies, and the thing is they can't delete anything, they can't backdate anything, and they can't alter anything. Anytime they need to go to court or any attorney needs it, they can print out a log file which has a complete merged chronology of the entire conversation, date stamped, time stamped. The goal is, and one of the reasons for it is, the next 5 slides are a parenting agreement, regardless of if it's called decision making now in Illinois, custody, joint legal. Parents have an obligation to communicate with each other about their child. Strangely enough, parents have to communicate more when they're divorced than when they were married. When you're married, you know where you live. You know, usually, when the next medical appointment is. So the highlights that you're seeing are the obligations that divorced parents have to communicate with each other, and necessarily, after they're financially and emotionally exhausted, they're done. They have had enough speaking to each other. It's hard enough. As a family attorney, 90% of all the post-trial contempt matters were based on miscommunication. They're not based on the actual schedule of picking up on Fridays or Wednesdays. It's based upon the crazy amount of notice requirements that they continue to have and don't want to follow through with. Court orders, medical bills, school records, when is picture day, sports, insurance, practices, games, vacation weeks, notice of vacation, notice of summertime, holidays. Judges use it because parents will come in with a stack of printed out text messages and say, Your Honor, the truth is in there somewhere, find it. Well, if they were using the site, they can print out at any time a log file, the merged chronology, like I said, every picture and every photo that they've used or exchanged between each other. Attorneys can, and it's no cost to judges, it's no cost to attorneys, it's only a cost to the parent. The first parent that signs up pays $7.50 a month, $7.50 a month. Second parent is free. Second parent gets an automatic code that says, here's your free account. You can now start using it. So it was designed to keep parents out of court after a divorce, to enable them to communicate about the dozens of things that they need to communicate with. Obviously, it's a benefit to mediators. Mediators can test a circumstance. Thank you.
All right, give him the mic, I'll take that.
We'll get back to my interview in just a moment, but first, let's take a break to hear from the sponsors who generously support Law Next. And now, let's continue this week's interview.
All right, we have 6 more startups to go. And the next one up is Juris Bytes.
and good evening. I'm not going to bore you with an introduction about myself because I know you don't care. You care about what I'm going to try to pitch you, but I'm not going to do that either. What I am going to do is tell you all of the reasons you shouldn't buy our product. So what is our product? Juris MS is a text messaging application from Juris Bytes that gives you a daily usage report that tracks time spent texting clients, all while protecting your personal phone number. So here's all the reasons that you might Juris MS just isn't worth it. My clients won't want to download that. Well, they don't have to download anything. The Juris MS is only an app to the lawyer. All your clients know is that you are meeting their text message needs. Well, how do I get my clients' information into the app? A quick and simple onboarding process. I've done it myself with my own caseload. And we are in talks with some of the most popular case management softwares, and integration partnership announcements will be coming very soon. There is no way that's secure. Sure it is. Everything is hosted on an encrypted server with state-of-the-art double authentication. Yours and your client's confidential information is securely stored and protected. Why would I spend money just to text my clients? Why wouldn't you spend an extra $50 a month to give your clients what they want? Not to mention that daily usage report that will ensure that depending on your hourly rate, the app will pay for itself in only 1 to 2 messages per month. In-person communication is important to me and my firm. In-person communication will always be important. But the reality is that our clients more and more are demanding and expecting text message communication. So give it to them. But really, you can use Juris MS as much or as little as you want. So what makes Juris different? Juris MS is the only messaging app out there that was built by lawyers, specifically for lawyers. It is the only one that will give you a daily usage report to track your time spent texting your clients. It's the only one that does that while protecting your personal information. No more giving out your phone number to your clients. And I know you're all thinking there's no way that doesn't already exist, but it didn't. Until now. And for those of you that do care, my name is Ryan Mullis. I am the founder and CEO of Juris Bytes and a full-time practicing lawyer. Come see Juris Bytes at booth 2.
And our next presenter is War Room.
Hi, everyone. My name is Scott Weissman. I'm the founder of War Room. War Room gives lawyers a brand new way to manage deposition transcripts and testimony. Before I show you what it does, though, I want you all to take a minute and imagine that we all leave these great pitches tonight and walk out on Wacker Drive here in Chicago and all witness a bad car accident. And each and every one of us would have seen something slightly different. Some of us would have seen that the light was red on Wacker. Some of us would have seen that the light was green. And so eventually, the good lawyers in Cook County here would take all 100 or 200 of our depositions, and they'd wind up with piles and piles of deposition transcripts. And litigators would have to go through those transcripts and manually figure out what is the story that I need to tell at trial? How do I get my point across? And I practiced law for 7 years. It was very time-consuming to do this. You have to continuously go through and make abstracts of the depositions and then make summaries of the abstracts. And so anyone that does it know how much time this takes. So War Room gives lawyers a better way to organize their deposition testimony and gives them a full and complete picture of the case. The way it works is very simple. If you've used I'm sure you all have Kindles or iPads where you read books. It works the same exact way. You load your transcripts in War Room, and you can quickly highlight and tag key testimony. And what happens from there is you quickly get your summary of what each witness has said, and it shows the tag right alongside of it. But the real value comes by once you've added all your tags, you can quickly see what each and every witness has said about a certain topic. So we could quickly see who in the room has said that the light was green versus who in the room said that the light was red, and start to compile the story that I'm going to tell at trial. And I'm excited to announce, so this all makes it much easier to start to write your briefs and get ready for trial. I'm also excited to announce that we recently launched our integration with Clio, so you can directly pull your transcripts that you have from your matters in Clio right into War Room, so your transcripts are all managed in one place. So far, we have about 60 law firms that are up and running on War Room. We see a lot of traction in multi-district class action litigation. Lawyers love it if you're collaborating with firms across the country and have to manage large volumes of depositions. It's a great tool for that. So thank you, everyone, for this great event. Thank you, Clio and Jack, for sponsoring. And please stop by our booth for a quick demo or sign up for a trial at warroomlaw.com.
We didn't plan it this way, that Jack was going to get all these kudos here tonight. All right, next one up is Connective Counsel.
Good evening. I'm Jennifer Hart, the CEO of Connective Counsel. In May of 1982, my parents graduated from the Ohio State University College of Law. And about 30 years later to the day, I graduated from the very same law school in the very same auditorium. And my parents noted that not too much had changed except for their hair. And that was true about the practice of law, too. And look around, that's not true anymore. And the legal industry is being disrupted. AI, automation, smart contracts, all of the things we're talking tonight. And so law firms that do not adapt are not going to survive. Law firms in 5 years from now that are most successful are going to be those firms that have implemented client-facing solutions that alleviate client pain points. And that's what Connective Counsel does. We eliminate common client pain points by seamlessly connecting clients to their law firms. We do that with a brandable mobile app for clients and an intuitive, easy-to-use cloud platform for lawyers. We put your law firm, logo and all, in your client's pocket, and we allow them to take control of their legal universe. We do that by enabling client self-service, but we're more than a document repository. We speed up what slows business down. We allow clients, whether that's with smart contracts that they can quickly fill out on their phone that you've drafted, send off for digital execution, or an employee handbook that you drafted, sent out for acknowledgement to all of their employees. We scratch that DIY itch. We also provide an insightful experience for clients with our proprietary dashboards that show clients what's new, what's next, and what's needed, providing a better way to collaborate, provide more information to them, and secure messaging. And we provide clients documents the way they need them, because document access is table stakes. So we took it a step further, digitizing those old corporate record books and those old paper binders, all the benefits of paper on a digital, convenient experience. It obviously helps you too, because we reduce non-billable time, eliminating it up to 20%, finding documents that clients have asked you to already find. Imagine putting that time to work. We also, with features like integrated bill pay that automate notifications when bills are due, past due, over and up to 90 days past due every day, we reduce that administrative overhead to pull those collections in, reduce days fees outstanding, increasing realization. But the most important thing that we do is by putting their entire legal universe right on their phone, clients become, in marketing speak, sticky. They begin to promote your firm just by showing off the app that has your logo on it, and you stand out as an innovator. You win new work, you win higher value work. Connective Counsel was developed at a mid-sized law firm that saw what was happening to the industry, and now we want to help all of you. Do you want to keep doing things the way they've always been done? Or do you want to future-proof your law firm? Thank you. Booth 934.
Next up is Doc Style.
Over the course of the last 100 years, we have witnessed some of the greatest scientific and technological discoveries in history. From Albert Einstein's theory of relativity to breakthroughs in quantum mechanics, we have deepened our understanding of how the world works. We built the first supercomputers, put a man on the moon, innovated smartphones, and pioneered the internet. But today, in 2019, we still face the greatest challenge of all, how to seamlessly convert a PDF to Word. Sounds simple, right? Update an old file, amend an existing document, create a digital version from a paper copy. There are tons of products on the market, and yet we've all been there. Suddenly, a simple cut and paste exercise turns into a test of strength and willpower. It can take hours or even days to convert, format, and restructure a document correctly. It's tedious, it's frustrating, and it costs a lot of time, which of course costs money. With DocStyle, it's not just about the conversion, it's about automating all of the little details that come afterward, seamlessly, so everything is in exactly the right place. DocStyle will analyze the file, determine proper formatting, and structure a clean document. Styles are applied to numbered lists, body text, and titles. Intelligent paragraph recognition has been engineered into this amazing innovation for a highly accurate reproduction of the original content. Need to make a small adjustment or insert unstructured content? Use the DocStyle ribbon, which provides quick access to styling tools for smaller projects. The best way to solve a problem is to avoid having one in the first place. Spend the day building relationships and serving your customers, not fixing nightmare documents. What a time to be alive. You are witnessing history in the making. Save time, save money. Most of all, save your team's sanity so they can spend their time being brilliant. Let us remember 2019 as the year we conquered document conversion. Thank you.
All right, two more. Next up is Deal Whip. Ready? Go.
All right, hello. My name is Tunji Williams. I am a co-founder and the CEO of a company called Deal Whip. We're based in Brooklyn, and our flagship product is a due diligence project management hub. What we do is not deep tech, but it's really high impact. We're focused on creating easy-to-use, practical tools for deal teams to help them do M&A transactions better. So let me tell you a little bit about it. So there are trillions of dollars spent each year on M&A transactions, right? And up to 70% of the time and money spent on M&A transactions is dedicated to due diligence. So due diligence is pretty important. For those of you not familiar with how due diligence works, let me just give you a quick primer. So the due diligence process is really an information exchange exercise between two parties, a buyer and a seller, right? So the whole process kicks off when buyer sends a long list of questions, generally in an Excel spreadsheet, over the seller. And then seller will respond with a long list of responses corresponding with the initial questions in that same Excel spreadsheet, right? So that Q&A process goes back and forth between buyer and seller until both parties are satisfied that all questions have been answered sufficiently, right? And all issues have been identified and resolved. So as a former M&A attorney, take my word for when I tell you that process is extremely painstaking and very painful and is not what we went to law school to do. Furthermore, the outcome, the work product from that process is this kind of Excel spreadsheet. It's really chaotic, it's messy, it's multi-tabbed, multi-columned, and it's nearly impossible to navigate. So our solution, our product, is the answer to the problem James and I both faced in practice, right? We've created a centralized, secure, and easy-to-use work environment where parties can seamlessly trade Q&A, right, in real time. They can collaborate internally with their colleagues and their clients to update, edit, and refine draft answers and questions before they're published to the other side. And we have project management and task management tools to help everybody keep track of the process in real time. Let me show you a few of our core features. Number one, we help teams turn their Excel spreadsheets, those request lists that they have in the Excel spreadsheets, we automatically transform those on our application into a dynamic dashboard workflow in which every Q&A, every question on the request list becomes its own workflow. It has a Q&A thread, it has status notifications, and it has priority markers. Next, we also allow teams to collaborate internally on draft questions and answers before they're sent to the other side. So you can perfect and finalize your questions and answers before they push over to the other side. And finally, we've got project management and task management tools. Task management tools allow you to assign responsibility for request list items to members of your team. And the project management tools give you a bird's eye view at the progress of the due diligence process in real time, anytime you want. All right, cool. Thank you very much. Please vote for us.
I'm going to take that from you. All right, and our last contestant of the night is Lobel. I just got to tell you a quick story about this company because a year ago I spoke at BYU Law School in Provo, Utah. And a student, one of the law students, came up to me at BYU and he said, "Can you tell me when the next Startup Alley competition is going to be? Because I'm going to build a tech product and try and enter the competition." I said, "Well, I'll let you know and I'll keep you posted. Good luck. There's a lot of competition." Well, here he is. A year later, he's not only made it through all the finals, but here he is presenting. So congratulations to him. Ready? Go.
I'm George. I'm the founder of Lobel, and we stickify leads for attorneys through online intake. In my first year of law school, I needed a lawyer, but I couldn't find one. I looked online, but I was blown away by how hard and how difficult it was just to contact an attorney online. So I went to my law professors, but of course they couldn't give legal advice. So then I even tried contacting pro bono clinics, but it turns out you have to call them like on the third Thursday of the third month of the year, somewhere between the hours of 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. just to get in touch with them. So I said, well, that's not going to happen. So I ended up taking care of the problem myself. But I thought, well, if I, as a law student, can't find an attorney in a building full of attorneys, who else out there can't find an attorney? So in my third year of law school, I founded Lobel. We now live in a world where online intake is king. Legal services with online intake are winning. We can see this with platforms like Avo, LegalZoom, even with Clio Grow. Customers flock to these programs because of their online intake. On the other hand, legal service platforms without online intake are losing valuable leads. We can see this with outdated law firm websites where you can't even find the phone number. Bottom line is that legal consumers today expect online intake. And law firms don't need to stick with old world intake with lengthy and expensive phone calls, five-page long paper forms, time-consuming processes. They can embrace new world intake that clients love, that free up their staff, that retains leads, integrates with your CMS, and is available 24/7 to your clients. Lobel is that new world intake. Lobel's building a national triage, and one small piece of that is what we're announcing tonight, which is Lobel Intake for law firms. Just send a Lobel link to your client, and they can type in their plain English problem, and we use our natural language processing to understand their problem and match them with the proper practice area in your firm. We then use a smooth progress bar and simple response options to move them seamlessly and swiftly through our expertly crafted questions and perfected distribution logic that translates into any language and allows them to upload relevant documents and pictures right there online. We then prioritize, based using our machine learning algorithms, we prioritize the cases. And again, we seamlessly integrate with your CMS of choice. Lobel connects your potential clients with you so that you never have to lose a lead again. Best part is that the pilot program is live and people love it. I'm George. I'm the founder of Lobel. Thank you.
All right, a big hand for all of our startups tonight. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to vote. And that means you have to have the TECHSHOW app on your phone. And what you're going to want to do is go to the event, go to this event, the startup, which I think the easiest way is you can click schedule and then click on today's date. And there's the only thing on the schedule is the Startup Alley competition. Go to that event. And when you get to the page for the Startup Alley competition, you'll see a big Clio logo on there. And right under that big Clio logo, there's a little blue bar that says vote here. Click that, and that should take you to the polling. And then go ahead and select the company that you want to vote for. I'm going to give you, 3 minutes? Is that good? Oh. All right, we are calling it. This is it. And it looks like Juris Bites won. Do you want to come up and take a bow, or? Congratulations to the Juris Bites team.
Thank you. This is our entire team, you guys.
You want to introduce them?
This is it. My name is Ashley Papatone. I am a practicing attorney with Ryan. I'm a little excited, and I'm our CMO.
So I'm Josh Humphreys. I'm on the dev team with. So we created the app basically that. Anyway, yep.
Awesome.
Yep, Jacob Davidson. I'm just an engineer. That's all. Yeah.
All right.
Just the engineer.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you
Thanks
so
to all
much.
of you for staying and voting and participating. See you next year. Thank you. Here, could you?
We want to thank our listeners for tuning in. If you like what you heard today, you can find either the Law Next or Legal Talk Network's On the Road podcasts in Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcasting app. I'm Lawrence Coletti, signing off from the 2019 ABA Tech Show.
If you'd like more information about what you've heard today, please visit LegalTalkNetwork.com. Subscribe via iTunes and RSS. Find us on Twitter and Facebook, or download our free Legal Talk Network app in Google Play and iTunes. The views expressed by the participants of this program are their own and do not represent the views of, nor are they endorsed by, Legal Talk Network, its officers, directors, employees, agents, representatives, shareholders, and subsidiaries. None of the content should be considered legal advice. As always, consult a lawyer.